Before 2009, there was no clear legal protection for people who couldn't decide for themselves whether to stay in hospital or a care home. And then came a case that changed everything. It was 1997. A man we'll call HL had severe autism and couldn't speak. His foster carers had looked after him for years. One day he became agitated at his day center and was taken to hospital. The hospital decided he should stay for his own safety, but here's the problem. He wasn't allowed to leave. He wasn't sectioned under the Mental Health Act. He hadn't agreed to be there. His carers weren't allowed to take him home. He was trapped without any formal order, without any independent checks. Years later, the European Court of Human Rights ruled this was unlawful detention. And it sent shockwaves through health and social care in the UK. That's why, in 2009, the Deprivation of Liberty Safeguards, DoLS, were added to the Mental Capacity Act. So no one is ever trapped without the law watching. DoLS is the law that says, if a person can't decide for themselves, and you stop them from leaving, or heavily control what they can do, you must have legal authorization. No exceptions. No just for tonight, no for their own good without paperwork. Let's look at some real situations. 1. Dolls in a care home. There is a fire exit at the back of the ward, and at 2 a.m. it's snowing outside. A dementia resident slips through that door. You find them halfway to the road in pajamas. If you hold them back, you're restricting liberty. If you let them go, you risk their life. Without DoLS, either choice could put you and them in danger. 2. DoLS in a hospital ward. A confused patient refuses heart medication thinking it's poison. Staff crush it into food. That's covert medication and needs DoLS approval. 3. In a hospice settings, a brain injury patient wants to go home but can't understand their medical needs. Doors locked. Visitors limited. That's deprivation of liberty and the law must be followed. Let's understand how DoLS works step by step. 1. Identify the restriction. 2. Check capacity. Can they understand, weigh the situation criticality, and communicate their decision? 3. Report it. Tell your manager or nurse in charge immediately. 4. Apply. The care home or hospital applies to the local authority. So what is the assessment process after your application to local authority? 2 independent professionals check. Your local council will send 2 independent health professionals who confirm. 1. Do they lack capacity? 2. Is it in their best interests? 3. Is it the least restrictive option? Authorization, if approved, it's valid for up to 12 months and reviewed regularly. Now let's talk about the paperwork you'll meet the DoLS forms. You won't find just one national form that every care home, hospital, or hospice uses. Instead, there are official forms set by the government used across England and Wales, but the exact process can vary a little depending on your local authority. The main forms you need to know are Form 1. This is the application form your care home or hospital manager fills out when they believe someone's liberty is being restricted and they want local authority approval. After you submit Form 1, the local authority sends back Form 2, confirming they've received your application. Then, 2 independent assessors visit and complete Form 3, which is their report on whether the deprivation of liberty should be authorized. It's important to know that a person is not legally under DoLS protection just because Form 1 has been submitted. The local authority must review the assessments and give formal approval, which happens with Form 3. Only then is DoLS authorized and legally in effect. Let's understand with another example. Imagine Mrs. Khan, a resident with advanced dementia who keeps trying to leave the care home, but the streets outside are busy and unsafe for her. The manager thinks Mrs. Khan is being deprived of her liberty and fills out Form 1 to apply for authorization. Upon the application, you have received filled Form 2 from local authority as confirmation. Assessors come, complete their reports on Form 3, and the local authority decides whether to authorize the restrictions legally. So how long does this take? If the situation is urgent, the local authority has 7 working days to give a decision. Otherwise, the full assessment and decision should happen within 21 calendar days. You might wonder, is this all done online or on paper? That depends on the local authority. Some areas have online portals such as county councils near London where you can submit these forms electronically, while others still use paper forms you print, fill in, and send by email or post. The best way to know is to contact your local authority's adult social care or safeguarding team. They will tell you exactly how to submit. Speaking of local authority, that means the council responsible for social care, where your care home or hospital is located. This could be a county council, unitary authority, or metropolitan borough council. You can find their contact details on their official website, or by calling their main number and asking for the DoLS or safeguarding team's address and email. Always check you have the latest contact info. It can change. So if you restrict someone without DoLS authorization, then what consequences you could face? 1. You could be accused of unlawful detention. 2. Your employer could be sued. 3. You could be disciplined or face criminal charges. 4. And remember, saying "I thought it was for their own good" will not protect you in court. Let's wrap it. If your patient is at risk of DoLS, spot restrictions early. Record them clearly in your notes. Report them quickly. And here's a DoLS Form 1 usually asks for 1. The person's full details. 2. What restrictions are in place and why. 3. Why they can't decide for themselves. 4. The risks if they were free to leave. 5. Less restrictive options tried. 6. Family or representative contact details. Your daily notes are often the strongest evidence for this process. DoLS exists because one man was kept somewhere without the right to say yes or no, and the system restricting him. It's not just paperwork. It's protection for your patients and for you. So when you face that locked door moment, remember HL's story. Ask yourself, do we have DoLS? Because the answer could change everything. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for such information. In the comment, let us know on which legal ground you need support. We will add them in our future videos.